Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Ken. If you haven't already, make sure you hit subscribe. Do it right now before you forget. Also, don't forget to check me out on Instagram and Facebook under the name Offroad Hub. Well, I'm back in Eastern Idaho. It's summertime, it's warm and sunny. It doesn't rain here very often, so today I thought I would install some accessories that I've been hanging on to for a few years that I just haven't gotten around to touching. I picked up these Metaltech tube doors no less than 3 years ago. I've got the ones with mirrors, and so they're nice and street legal. And for the summertime, I think they'll be fun. As you all know, the FJ Cruiser has really short, tiny little windows that aren't good for visibility. See, look at that. You can't see anything. You can't. I look down and all I see is door. Over here, all I see is door. You can't see anything out of these windows. So the obvious likely advantage of tube doors is greater visibility. And of course there are potential disadvantages, like anybody can get into your vehicle because the doors are insecure, and so anything that's inside could potentially be stolen. Also, if it rains, water is more than likely going to get into the vehicle. So those are some pretty big disadvantages. But like I said, I've had these things sitting around for quite a while. I might as well put them on and see how I like them. And if I don't like them, I'll just take them back off and try to sell them like everyone else does. Now, getting my factory doors off shouldn't be too difficult. There's just 4 bolts, 1, 2, and then 3 and 4. There's a wire to disconnect in here, and then my door stop, just unbolt it right there. And then I think I have to change out my striker because I've got some things that look like a different type of striker. So probably have to change that out, but that's just 2 bolts, easy. I'm gonna do this with the windows rolled down. Of course, once you unplug it, you can't move the window. But with the window rolled down, I've got extra handling here and the glass isn't exposed, so I won't break it. Now, since I'm doing this by myself, which I don't recommend, I've placed a couple sawhorses here to help me support the door. The door is quite heavy. One tube door installed. I did pull off the factory latch and put on the latch provided by Metaltech, and that closes and latches just fine. There's a little panel here that actuates this switch so the FJ knows that the door is closed, just like that. And then to open it, just pull the handle, opens up, closes, just like it should. I was wondering if I'd have to install some kind of limit strap here so the door couldn't over open, but the hinges seem to be self-limiting enough as long as I don't push on it too hard probably. But yeah, I just have my bolts here on the hinges. That's all. I did install on the bottom, there's washers in between the hinge and the door because I actually did need a little bit more space to clear the body panel right here. And that's probably not the door's fault, that's probably just my all messed up FJ's fault. Not a bad fit. And I did get these doors used, someone sold them to me, but I do have what I believe is the optional mirror. So that's really cool. So now I'll just get this passenger side switched out and we'll be ready to cruise in the open air. Okay, I've got this door mostly on, but you can see here that this plate is too high. Fortunately, there are adjusting bolts right here that I can move and slide this down just a couple millimeters. Much better. So now I've got a fully functional door on this side. Works great. So doing this job only required pretty basic tools. Ratchets, of course, I use a 3/8 and a 1/4, and then a couple wrenches, 9/16 and 14mm. Those are interchangeable on this job, but you need these to bolt the hinges on. And then a 10mm, of course, a 12mm, and a 13mm, a T30 Torx bit, and then a 5/32 Allen wrench, or I have a socket, and then this is a 11mm socket. That's all the tools I had to use. Not too bad. And how do they look from the inside? Well, I like it so far. I can see my tire without even sticking my head out the window. Pretty good visibility on that side too. And look at that, the mirror works. I can see behind me. Street legal. Now, tube doors may elicit kind of a strong reaction from some people because, you know, there are strong opinions in the off-road community, as you all know. But tube doors, you could say, are pointless. You could say they're ugly. You could say on an FJ Cruiser that they're just trying to be more like a Jeep.
Anything but a Jeep is a sissy car.
But none of that stuff matters. I'm just having fun here. We'll see if I like them. So with the tube doors on, Elizabeth and I are going to go for a little ride in the woods, see how much dust kicks up. Maybe too much dust is going to come up into the vehicle. That would be bad. Now, not typical for FJ Cruisers, my tire does stick out a little extra far, and so with mud, that might be an issue. I'm not sure we're going to be able to find any mud today. It's pretty dry out there, but if we see some, I'll drive through it and see how much that kicks up into the interior. Should be a good time. Advantage tube doors, no pinstriping, at least not on the doors. Yeah, the trees do come in and smack you. Alright guys, like I said, just a quick drive through the woods. We did make it back. I was wrong about that pinstriping though, I have to tell you. Look at that. We pinstriped the tube door. And having the tube doors on rather than regular doors, definitely extra dusty. Now the roads that we were on were extra dusty. I almost never drive on roads that are that dusty for that long. That was pretty insane. But look at that. I know some of you guys are really nitpicky about keeping your rig clean, but so much dust even down here on the seat, up on the dash. Dust everywhere. And it was super dry, just like I thought. I didn't find any mud, but I think mud would be a big mess. So definitely don't do tube doors if you want to keep your interior clean, because I don't think that's going to happen. But I think the tube doors are a lot of fun. I mean, they just create a whole new dimension of fun for the vehicle. And yes, these are Metaltech tube doors. If I had to do a quick review on them, I would say that they are very good. They function just as they're supposed to. Just like everything from Metaltech, they seem to be pretty high quality. So if you're gonna do tube doors, I have to say these ones are pretty good. So if you don't mind being a little bit more connected to nature, I think they're a good fit for the FJ. Well, if you've been on the fence about tube doors, I hope I've been able to shed some light on them in this video. I think they're pretty cool, and I think I'll probably keep them on for the rest of the summer. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you subscribe, and we'll see you next time, guys.